So, you want to learn how to juggle. That's not surprising. Did you know that when you know how to juggle, your awesome gland produces 4,000 times the normal amount of awesome? In this tutorial, I'm going to give you the complete guide on learning how to juggle. Most tutorials will teach you the basic pattern and then abandon you like a baby in the woods. However, I'm going to be your shepherd, leading you out of the woods and onto the path of juggling glory. After you learn the basic pattern, I'm going to teach you some simple tricks that will get you started. This way, you'll be able to go out and impress friends, loved ones, people of the opposite sex, complete strangers. First, you need some balls. You can use baseballs, tennis balls, apples, oranges, racquetballs, hacky sacks, really whatever you want, as long as it's round. A word of warning though, the bouncier they are, the harder they're going to be to keep under control when you drop. Yeah, I'd recommend you getting your own actual juggling balls. So if you want, I put a link in the description below for some cheap, high-quality balls. Moving on. So, what I'm going to be teaching you is called the cascade. It's the basic 3-ball pattern. Your hands alternate throws and they stay at the same height, like this. I'm going to use these pretty multicolored balls so it'll be easier for you to tell what I'm doing. Look, movie magic. Alright, so the easiest way to learn juggling is to break things down into steps so that you spend the least amount of time practicing the actual pattern and spend more time building up to it. Alright, for step 1, you're just going to take one ball and you're going to throw it from one hand to the opposite hand, right across your body. Alright? And then as soon as you catch it in this hand, throw it right back to your first hand. Did you do it? Beautiful. I'm very impressed. Alright, so you want to try to keep that going, and while you're doing it, you want to make sure that the ball is going to the same height with each throw. Alright? So both times, it should be about right above eye level. You want your hands to be about shoulder width apart, feet flat on the floor, standing up straight. Just don't do anything too awkward for your body. Throw it how it feels natural to you. Make sure you're making controlled throws. You don't want to be like reaching out to grab it or like moving to the side a lot. You just want them to come up in a nice arc and fall into your opposite hand. Practice this step for longer than you think is necessary. You really want to make sure you have control over the ball and that you're not reaching around trying to grab it. Once you're comfortable making this throw over and over again, we can move on to step 2. Step 2. For step 2, you're going to need 2 balls. Alright? Take one in each hand. What you're going to do is you're going to start out and throw from your non-dominant hand, and the ball is going to travel up across your body, and then as soon as it peaks and starts to fall down, you're going to throw the second ball. Alright? This means it should make an X in front of your face. So while you're doing this, I want you to imagine the X in front of your face. Alright? It'll go 1, 2. Alright? 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright, now, once you've practiced that a little bit, I want you to start doing that with your non-dominant hand throwing first. Alright, so for most people that means left. So, ready? 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright guys, the most important thing is that you do not do this, okay? Make sure both throws are going the same height across your body. You don't want this little circle thing going on, alright? That's not going to help you at all. Really make sure you practice throwing with your dominant hand starting and your non-dominant hand starting. It'll make your pattern much more solid in the long run. Now, you want to practice this until you feel very comfortable with it, okay? You want to be able to just go and be pretty much confident that you're not going to drop. Step 3. For step 3, you want to take 2 balls and put them in your dominant hand. Okay? Now, this is going to teach you how to start the cascade. Alright, now break this step into 2 parts. What you're going to do is you're going to take 2 balls in this one hand and then throw one across your body. Okay? So make a step 1 throw. Then, your hands are each going to be holding a ball. Then, what you're going to do is you're going to make a step 2 exchange. So, think of it as 2 separate things. One throw across, exchange. Alright? Now, once you've learned that, take 2 balls in your non-dominant hand, and then you want to throw one across and do an exchange starting with your non-dominant hand. Okay? Now, what that'll do is that'll mean you'll be able to start the cascade from both sides, which will be really good for you. Keep practicing step 3 until you get used to it and get comfortable with that throw and then that exchange. Make sure you're not doing this. This will really screw up you trying to learn the cascade. Seriously, don't. Step 4. Alright, for step 4 you're going to need all 3 balls. Alright? What you're going to do is you're going to take 2 in your dominant hand and 1 in your non-dominant hand. What you're going to do is called a flash. That means you throw each object you're trying to juggle once and catch it once. Okay? So you'll make 3 throws overall. Don't let that third ball freak you out. I know it seems like serious juggling now, but really it's not that different from doing 2. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to throw the first ball, and as soon as the first ball peaks and starts to fall down, you're going to throw the second ball. Alright? Now, as soon as that second ball peaks, you're going to throw the third ball right across. Okay? So remember, it's going to make that X in front of your body. Alright? Just keep your arms at your sides. Try not to reach out too much or run around. You're just going to throw them each across. 1, 2, 3. If you're having trouble with this step, it helps to either mark your balls or use different colored balls, so that way you can make sure they're crossing the correct way. As you can see, the throws will go yellow, green, blue. So, yellow, green, blue. That means all the balls end up in the opposite hands in the opposite order. Once you've started to get comfortable doing a flash starting with your dominant hand, try it with your non-dominant hand. So it's the exact same, just 2 balls in your non-dominant hand, 1 ball in your dominant hand, and you're just going to go 1, 2, 3. So you want to keep practicing the flash until you can flash the balls 5 times in a row without dropping, okay? So you go 1, 2, 3, and then start with your non-dominant hand. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then the third one. 1, 2, 3. Non-dominant hand. Dominant hand. 4. And then 5. If you really want to reinforce the pattern, you can do it 10 times in a row without dropping. I'd recommend that. It'll make your pattern much more solid and it'll be way easier to move on to doing more throws. Alright, let's do some troubleshooting. If you can throw the first 2 but can't throw that third one, you can click here. If you have to run forward every time you flash, you can click here. If you make one crazy throw, you can click here. Click on one if you're having trouble. If not, congratulations. But otherwise, go for it. Alright, so you can flash at least 5 times in a row without dropping. Or 10 if you're proactive. Now we're going to move on to continuing the pattern. The yellow one will be the first ball, the blue one will be the second ball, and the green one will be the third ball. Okay? As soon as you throw the first ball, and it peaks, and starts to drop, you're going to throw the second ball. Alright? And as soon as the second ball starts to peak and drop, you're going to throw the third ball. Alright? And then as soon as the third ball starts to peak, you're going to throw the first ball again. Alright? So what that's going to look like is it's going to look like 1, 2, 3, 4. See how the first one ended up in the hand that it started in? Now, if you're having trouble getting that 4th throw out, I just want you to force it, okay? So like if you're going 1, 2, 3, just go 1, 2, 3, and throw it. I don't care where you throw it. I don't care where you throw it. Just throw it. And then that way your brain will get used to making that throw. And eventually you can get that throw under control and start catching it. Remember to keep practicing starting with alternating hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't stress enough that that will really help you as you go along. Once you get pretty comfortable with making 4 throws, try to do it 5 times in a row, just to make sure that you can do it pretty solidly. Remember, don't try reaching out for things. If you're having that problem again, go back and check out the help section for when we were doing 3-ball flashes. Now we're going to go for 5. 5 throws. That means the second ball you throw will be thrown twice. Alright? Alright? So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, make sure those throws are going at the same height, they're crossing in front of your body, you're not reaching out, you're never throwing like that kind of thing in there. Alright? Alright, so once you're comfortable with 5, go ahead and try to make 6 throws. Go ahead. Try it. Did you do it? You did? Well, congratulations, because you just juggled. It's called qualifying the pattern. Alright? Qualify is when you make 2 throws and 2 catches of every object you're juggling. So with 3, 6. With 5, 10, 4, 8, etc., etc. Alright? So, it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, there you go. Qualify 5 times in a row without dropping, alternating hands. And after that, just go for it. Try to juggle as long as you want. Alright, now in a second I'm going to put a bunch of options up for different tricks you can learn so that you're not just stuck doing this. Alright? But once you get this stuff down, anytime you want, you can go check out JugglingCentral.com. We've got tutorials, we've got videos, we're going to have contests. And if you want to find us on Facebook, you'll get updates about when new contests and that kind of thing are going on. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can get the newest tutorials and things that are going on with Juggling Central. So what you're going to do is you're going to click the annotation for the trick you want to learn. Make sure you check out the description of this video because I'm going to put a whole bunch of really cool stuff, a bunch of links to different famous jugglers, different props you can see, different good juggling websites. Thank you very much for watching. I hope the tutorial helped. If it did, give us a thumbs up. And yeah, happy juggling!